I'm Greg.
And I'm Amy.
And we chose to do this topic. I was interested in it because I have many friends in the recreation, sport, and tourism major that are on wheelchair athletics, so I was just interested to see how they are perceived around campus.
And we just were curious as a group of how other college students kind of perceived people with disabilities, just because this campus is so accessible and there are a lot of students with disabilities.
Okay, I'm Brock.
And I'm Eileen.
All right, yeah, so for our thing, we were just curious people's thoughts and opinions about things they would see on campus. Like, we had one picture with someone playing sports in a wheelchair, and then we just had another regular athlete playing basketball.
And then we also had just a normal student in a cap and gown graduating, and then we also had a student with Down syndrome in a cap and gown graduating. So we were just curious to see the different perceptions people have of one versus the other and the emotion they felt with that.
Yeah.
Okay, can you just describe your emotions or what you see in this picture?
What I see?
Yeah.
See,
or your emotion with it.
I don't know, excitement.
Excitement?
Yeah.
Okay, now what about this one?
Effort.
Effort?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who do you see in the pictures? Go back to the first one. Who do you see?
Who do I see?
Yeah.
Is that what type of person?
I see an athletic person.
Okay. Now what about the other one?
What type of person?
Or what do you see?
I see a guy in a wheelchair.
Okay. Cool.
They're athletes, like basketball players, and they're competing with each other.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Now what about this one?
I think they're disabled, and this game is not so violent as normal pictures.
Not so fun.
Not so violent.
Not so violent.
Yeah. Okay. So this picture.
I would say that's kind of sad, honestly.
Sad?
I think it's kind of cool, just how they altered the sport just so people just could play.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And now what do you think of this one?
Everybody says that.
I see a lot of energy, but I agree with you here. The previous one was cooler.
The previous one was
I liked
cooler?
it better. The previous one
Okay.
was better.
Okay. This one.
Graduation.
Graduation. Any emotion? That...
Hooray.
Hooray.
Yeah.
Okay. Now what about this one?
That's awesome. She's also graduating.
Mm-hmm. Emotion with it or no?
Yeah, awesome.
Hooray.
Hooray.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Now, what about this one?
Yeah.
Happy.
Successful.
Successful. Okay. And now what about this one?
Successful.
Happy, yeah.
Happy? Okay. And then what about this one?
Graduate.
Graduate? Okay. Any emotion with it?
Success.
Success. Okay. Now what about this one?
Success.
Success. Okay. Cool.
Hey, I'm David Grassley. I'm a senior in Recreation, Sport, and Tourism, and I was born with spina bifida.
Hi, my name is Steven. I'm a senior in history, and I have cerebral palsy.
Well, they see me, since I have a physical disability, some people that don't know, they could sometimes see me that I also have a mental disability, which is not the case, and I just have a physical disability, so that's how most strangers usually see me, or they see me as that I'm not able to do as much as an able-bodied person, which I think I've done more than most able-bodied people, actually. So. Well, I just completed my second Boston Marathon this past week in 2 hours, so it's not the time that I wanted, but it's considering the circumstances and there was a headwind, I'm happy with it.
I think for most people it's challenging to, at first when they see my chair, to like figure out how to relate to me, because there's a stigma behind the disabled community that says that their minds might be affected.
My family's been pretty accepting of it. I've had my disability since birth, so haven't really had any other way of like walking. So friends, it was a little challenging like in elementary school because I was different, so kids didn't really know what to think, but as I've grown older I've met a lot of people and people are pretty accepting.
My family's been very supportive in helping me succeed in challenging academic environments, and since they've seen like my potential, they've always encouraged me to like get a college degree too and like do the best that I can in school.
I mean, when I was little, I guess, because I was different, I felt that my disability would hold me back, but now that I've seen the world and competing in wheelchair sports, that I think of it as a positive.
One of the stories that my parents always like to tell is when we were taking a family vacation to the East Coast, and we stopped at a rest area, and this guy like offered to buy me an ice cream to make me happy. And my parents always tell that story because they're like, that guy that offered the ice cream didn't know how happy I already was. So, I think sometimes there can be a preconceived notion that people with disabilities need to be cheered up or something.
Yeah, I think classes, they help. If someone doesn't know a lot about people with disabilities, you can take a class and gives you a lot more insight, and then when they have panels like actual people with the conditions, it helps them that they get real life examples.
I feel like that would help people get beyond that awkward like first question of what disability do you have, and like be able to ask more specific questions about what my life's like.
Probably say competing on the world's team in Switzerland in 2009, and I received a bronze medal in the 4x400 relay.
I guess I would say I'm glad that I've developed such a strong network of awesome friends and learned how to like live with a disability and like manage the obstacles that come with having a pretty rigid personal assistant schedule while still being able to have fun and study well. So that's been really fulfilling. Sorry, can we start over?
Yeah.